Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTbase.com. Welcome to this week's Commitments of Traders review. Today we're going to have a look at the 7th COT report of 2013, and as usual we're going to start off with the changes in commercials positions. Here we go. Gold, 21% change there in commercials positions, the same change size in large speculators positions. All this happening after a pretty nice decline in prices for the past few weeks now. Let's have a look at the 5-year chart and see how extreme this market is. You can see that the extreme that triggered this decline was over here mid-2012, and since then we've moved away from these extreme levels, and as we've moved away, prices have been declining. So this of course can continue. The question is, when will we get that really nice buy signal? Well, if we look at this 5-year chart, the most extreme buy signal was over here at the end of 2008, and since then we had some relative extremes in the market, those triggering buy opportunities. The last ones were over here. If you look at the chart, these points over here on the chart were actually close to those levels. So of course the question is whether these are really the triggering points, or we're still going to have to be we're still going to have to wait for a better and nicer extreme to really trigger the buy. But I think since these markets do correlate, I suggest looking at silver, and maybe that would give us a little bit more clue where we're at. So here we had a 19% change in commercials positions, larger change size in small speculators positions. But let's open the 5-year chart and see how extreme this market is. Here we go. You can see the same signal over here back in mid-2012 when prices started to decline. Here, a good buy signal I would say would be roughly, well, we're talking about commercials now, I think around at 15,000 contracts net short for commercials, and we're a bit away from those levels. So I think looking at silver, I think there's still more way for prices to decline, but of course using technical analysis we could expect prices bouncing off these levels maybe. Anyways, we're not at an extreme right now that would really suggest a shift in the trend. Of course the change size could be considered when it may affect prices in the near term, but we don't have an extreme. Let's move on to feeder cattle. A 17% change over there in commercials positions. Here we go. You've got the change size being a bit larger than average. Of course, as I always tell you that in livestock, usually a lot of commercial participants are just underneath small speculators because they're not reaching those really large trading volumes. So just a warning, because these two correlate with each other if you look at the red and blue lines basically. Here we go. We've got the 5-year chart. Here you can see commercials, their most net long positions at roughly 10,000 contracts net long, and we're at roughly 6,500, 7,000 contracts net long. So about like 3,000 contracts from that really bullish level. You can see it over here. That was a really nice buy signal. On the other hand, if you look at large speculators, at least on this 5-year chart, they're at their most extreme levels already. So of course, maybe we're already at that strong buy signal. Small speculators, same thing. Actually, they're very close to those levels too. So very interesting market also to have an eye on next week. Let's move on to COT extreme and large speculators positions. Here we go. We got Palladium, cotton, coffee on top. We had platinum there last week, but not anymore. So I guess participants moved away from their extreme levels. As the prices decline, you can see a very nice steep decline in prices in Palladium also. The only difference from platinum here is that we can witness the widening of this extreme. But prices have reacted, so we may expect that the extreme has reached its most extreme level. So stress levels are not going to be building up anymore, and if they don't, we should be expecting lower prices from here. Cotton, let's move on to cotton. An all-time signal over there. We haven't seen one for quite some time now. It's a market that we've been analyzing in the past few months when commercials were above zero line, being in net long territories. And if you look at this 5-year chart, you can see that whenever that happened, that was a really nice opportunity to go long. And if you took my suggestions back then, you can see it would have been a really nice trade. But of course, we're always viewing the COT report, and as we do, you can see that it's signaling this time a sell opportunity. So we're getting a bearish signal right now because, as you can see, commercials are reaching really deep net short levels. Let's open the 15-year chart, and we can see the extreme on an even wider scale. Here you go. You can see that we are at a very large COT extreme, suggesting prices will not continue their rally, and we could see lower prices in the near term. Coffee, let's open the next market, 482 report extreme over there in large speculators. Opening the 5-year chart, let's have a look at the extreme. The picture is different. It's actually the opposite of COT. Now, at least they're still there. They're still above the zero line. So if you look at the chart back, then those are the same thing applies over here as it did in COT. That's a good opportunity to go long. So we're still there. We're at roughly 20,000 contract net long for commercials and 20,000 contracts in that short for a large speculator. So coffee, we are witnessing a bullish signal at this week. So that's going to be all for this week. It was our last chart to look at, but if you would like to have a look at other COT reports, then you can do so at our COT charts page for free, or if you're interested in a more in-depth COT analysis, then I advise you to check our subscription service at cotbase.com, where you can add other very important great functions to your table, look at new COT report types, data types, all very important and useful functions that we offer to you for a really nice in-depth COT analysis. Thank you very much for being with me this week. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I hope to see you next week. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.